Hi students. So today we're going to talk about exponents, and exponents will be worksheet for 2 days, day 7 and 8. We will simplify expressions and we will write the answers in the exponential form. So there are certain rules when we talk about exponents, and we're going to cover some of the basic rules for that, and I'm hoping you will kind of by the practice time you will be able to apply some of those rules. Will not go too deeply through, just the basic information. So if you have any additional questions, I will be happy to help and answer them during class time. Let's take a look about and talk about what the exponents are. So you all know when we have given numbers, and for example 4 to the second power. This whole thing is what we call power. But this little number here on the top is what we call exponent. So anytime you see letter or number, variable or number with the exponent, it means we're talking about powers and we need to simplify if we can apply some rules. So if I have to multiply all those different powers here, and there is a number that we don't have exponent, it means the exponent will be 1. The numbers that the big numbers right here that represent number 4, 4, 4, 4 is what we call base. So this number itself is base. This number here is exponent. And this whole thing is what we call power. So every time when you multiply powers with exactly the same base 4, 4, 4, what you do, you add their exponents. So we're adding 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 3. So the answer will be, we write down base 4 for each one of those and we add the exponent. So 2 plus 1 will be 3, plus 1 4, plus 3 7. Or our simple answer for this will be 4 to the power of 7. Alright, I know it's confusing and hopefully you will get through. Let's try another one. If I have 3 to the third times 3 to the sixth, what do we do? Again, we copy the same exact power 3 and we add those two numbers. We add the exponents. So 3 plus 6 will be 9 and my answer will be 3 to the 9th power. Okay, I think we got this, right? So when we multiply powers, we add exponents. Let's take a look of another example. What happened if we have power inside the parentheses and then another power? So the rule here is you multiply those two numbers, okay? You multiply those two. So the answer will be power base of 3. 4 times 2 will give you 8. One more like this. What about if I have 4 to the second and this whole thing to the fourth power? So we're gonna copy base 4 and then we will multiply those two. 2 times 4 is 8 and that will be my answer. So 3 to the 8, 4 to the 8 will be the answers. Very interesting power is also the one that has exponent of 0. Now, the rule says everything, no matter what you have, if it's up to the power of 0, then the answer is equal to 1. So anything to the power of 0 is always 1. Same thing here. This whole thing is to the power of 0, so the answer is 1. Very simple rule that you have to remember, and I hope you will remember. This is my favorite one because it's so easy, you don't need to solve anything. Or maybe I shouldn't say the favorite one, since I'm a math teacher, I should enjoy all the examples, but I'm telling you, that's the truth. So if you have something to the 0 power, it's always equal to 1. Alright, next one. Negative 5 to the second power times negative 5 to the fourth power. Well, look at this. We have base of negative 5, base of negative 5. So again, my base will stay the same, negative 5. When I multiply two powers, what do we do with exponents? we're adding the exponents. So 2 plus 4 will give us 6, and that will be the answer here. Or maybe I can have negative 3x to the second times negative 3x to the fourth. Same thing. This and this base, they stay the same, negative 3x. 2 plus 4, we will add and we will get to the power of 6. And that will be my answer. Alright, well, I hope you're doing well. I want you to pause the video. Make sure you write down those examples. They're very, very important. And if you're fine, just keep doing what you're doing, and we're gonna move together to the next example. Number 4 officially. So, we have another multiplication of different powers. Y to the second times y to the fifth, and then we have times y. Well, times y means y to the first power, right? So that will be equal to, for all three terms we have base of y, and now we're adding those. 2 plus 5, 7 plus 1, 8. So y to the 8th power will be the sample answer here. Now, look at this example. We have 6 to the 0 times 6 to the second power. There are two ways to calculate that. Well, we know 6 to the 0 is 1, so 1 times this will give us 6 to the second. Or, on the other hand, maybe you can say, okay, I have power of 6 and power of 6, so I will put 6, and 0 plus 2 will give me 2, so 6 to the second power will be my answer. So far we have discussed very basic examples of powers and exponents, and they all were with positive sign. Now, what happened when we have negative exponents? Well, negative exponents are the ones that we don't like it. We don't like negative stuff anyway, right? You don't want to be around negative people or having negative feelings. Not good. Same thing with powers and exponents. Negative exponent is not good. It's not welcome. So we have to make it positive. How do we make it positive? Think about the denominator of this, just like if you have 5, you will say 5 over 1. This is the same thing, right? So I'm going to write 3 to the negative 2 over 1 here. The reason for that is because in order to make negative exponent, we gotta flip those two. We gotta move them. So 1 will go on the top, 3 to the negative 2 will move down here as a denominator, and will change to positive. So the only way to change from negative to positive is when you flip numerator to become denominator, and if the negative power is as a denominator, then you put it back as a numerator. Or sometimes I'm using the words upstairs and downstairs, so if we have the upstairs negative exponent, we move it downstairs to make it happy and positive, and the other way around. Alright, another example, you will get it true. What if I have 6 to the negative 4 times 6 to the positive 4? So look at this. We have the same base 6, and then negative 4 plus 4. Remember, we're adding those numbers when we deal with multiplication. Well, negative 4 plus 4 will give me 0, right? And anything to the 0 power is always, what is it? Always 1. Yes, always equal to 1. And we got the final answer. Here is an example of negative exponent. So, in this case, I have my negative exponent downstairs as a denominator. Let's make it happy, move it upstairs, make it positive, and then will be over 1. Or this could be just 3 to the 4th, since denominator over 1 would not change anything. So one of those will be your right answer. Okie dokie, well, hopefully it's not too confusing, but yeah, we will do some additional practice during class. So, 5 to the negative 1 over 5 to the second power. So this one will require a couple steps. One step, we want to take care of this negative sign. So you're gonna move, write down 5 to the second. This one is good, positive, it doesn't change, it stays downstairs, but this one needs to go down to make it positive. So will be 5 times 5 to the first power. Now when this one moves down, what happened here? What is left here? Since there are no variables or numbers, we're gonna just put number 1. If there is nothing left, then we keep number 1. It can't be 0 because this all will be gone, then the whole thing will be 0, right? So logically, if you think about and you want to keep that and solve it or simplify, you can't put 0. It has to be 1. And we need one more step to solve it. Now when we multiply two powers with the same base, we copy the base, and what do we do with powers? We add them. So 2 plus 1 will be 3. So 1 over 5 to the third power will be the answer here. Another example, when you have given division, so with multiplication between two powers with the same base, we're adding exponents to get the simplest form. What happened when we have two powers with the same exponent, the same base 8? And what do we do with this exponents? So what will be the opposite of addition then? Because the opposite of multiplication is division, right? So what will be the opposite of addition here? Subtraction. So we will subtract those. 7 minus 4 will give us 3. And we will get the answer. What about if I have 5 to the third over 5 to the first power? So I'm going to copy the same base 5, and what do we do with this? We subtract them. 3 minus 1 will be 2. So 5 to the second will be my next answer here. And the final example that I want you guys to look is, we have another couple steps to deal with. First thing, we gotta take care of this. We're multiplying two powers with the same base. So I put base of 5, and then we're adding their exponents. 3 plus 5 is 8. So I have 5 to the 8 on the top and 5 to the 4th on the bottom. We need to do one more step to simplify that. What is this? So we have division of two powers with the same base. So I'm going to write the base 5, and then we subtract the exponent. So 8 minus 4 will give me 4, and that will be the ending answer or example. Alright, so again, I hope it's not too confusing. If it is, we will do some extra practice in class time. And hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great day, everybody.